Hi, good morning, everybody. We're going to get started. My name is Jonathan Gulliver. I am the State Highway Administrator. It's a real pleasure to be down here today on such a beautiful day for such a great announcement. And I'm going to be the MC for today's event. We have a number of great speakers here who have worked hard on this, and you'll be hearing a lot more about what we're doing in a few minutes. So our first speaker has been really a one-woman resource for municipalities all across the Commonwealth for the last 7 years. And her deep understanding of both local and state issues allows her allows her the vision to really focus on where state government can help most. From the creation of the Municipal Small Bridge Program to days like this on larger structures, she has been a real force to get the job done. Please welcome the Lieutenant Governor, Karen Polito.
Good morning on the Friday before a beautiful long weekend, and let me just start by saying thank you to all the hardworking people of this community, of this Commonwealth. As you come into Labor Day weekend, we express our gratitude to one another, especially during the hardest of times of COVID, having come through that. It's great to see people gathering together and seeing the fullness of our economy in bloom. And certainly that is true for this small village of Dartmouth in our Commonwealth. Let me just also start by saying it has been the honor of a lifetime to be able to serve in this role alongside of Governor Baker. And most importantly, to have had this incredible opportunity to really get to know the people of this Commonwealth and the places in which they call home. All 351 of our cities and towns are very important and special to us. And for me, to be able to work and have visited with every community and the local officials who get up every day to make their community better has been such an incredible opportunity for me. And I'm just expressing my gratitude to this community being one of them. In my journey, I've had the opportunity to meet with a lot of municipal leaders and listen, most importantly, to how the state could become and be a better and more reliable state partner. And in that journey now over the last 8 years, we learned a lot. And it wasn't just important for me and the governor to learn, but for our cabinet of secretaries and our key agency heads, particularly here we have Director Jonathan Gulliver for Mass Highway. And one of the things that I tried really hard to do was not only listen, but to take action. And recently we were able to pass, with the cooperation of the legislature and advocacy from Representative Markey and Senator Montigny and others, to see our most recent transportation bill be put into effect and signed into law, called Mass Track. And in that bill contains a number of transportation-related municipal programs, all born out of conversations with community and local officials. They would be things like complete streets. When we design projects, we include bikeways and figure out how to make it easier for pedestrians, bikers, and others to coexist in congested areas. We started the local bottleneck program to ease out congested areas where traffic forms and delays can happen and interrupt business and local service. We did the municipal pavement program. There are many municipal state-numbered roadways that Chapter 90 funds just don't go far enough to repair, and we started a program around that. We also did the Shared Streets and Spaces program out of COVID, when we were trying to help our restaurants and local retailers invite people back into visiting their establishments but not feeling comfortable going indoors. Let's use parking spaces and parking lots and get people to dine and come outdoors to be able to frequent their favorite spots in a community. And the one I'd like to just spotlight a little bit more so today is the Municipal Small Bridge Program. I learned in our travels that municipalities own a lot of these smaller structures, 20 feet, that involve a lot of work to repair, and certainly an incredible amount of disruption when they go out of use. And so culverts, small bridges, those kinds of things that every day you just assume will be always there for you, need to be repaired and need attention to. And when they go out of operation, they certainly are disruptive. Now, this community knows very well what it's like to be out of an essential piece of infrastructure. And I will never forget standing on this causeway in 2019 with Governor Baker when the causeway was finally completed after years of disruption for this community having to travel around Dartmouth to get from one place to the other. I want to thank Mary Jo and District 5 for all of your incredible work. But we did realize that while close to $30 million of state resources was put into the update to the causeway, that this structure here, the bridge that leads up to the causeway from this point, is a municipal bridge. Now, this is a very unique municipal bridge because of the fact that it turns in order to allow boating traffic to get through this point for access out to the bay through the Apponeganset. And we also know that these kinds of structures are not only unique, but they're very costly to replace. And so costly and complicated shouldn't get in the way of getting stuff done. And that's why we're here today. And I want to thank Representative Markey in particular, because 2 years ago in the Transportation Bond Bill, he made sure that this particular bridge, the Padanaram Bridge, was highlighted and noted in that bond bill as a bridge that needed to have a state partner and resources in order for it to be brought up to date. This bridge is 87 years old. It gets stuck sometimes, I understand. And if it does get stuck, that doesn't allow for you to have the emergency and everyday use over the causeway that you need to have. So we need to get ahead of it. And something like this will require a design and permitting team, both from the local officials, as well as the state acting as a strategic partner and consultant. And $2 million will be part of this project to get it started. And I want to thank Representative Markey for noting that in the 2020 bond bill. So with that, I want to say thank you very much for coming. Just based on this attendance today, I can see that this is an important priority for you. I also want to thank all of the people of this community, Sean Mckinnis, the members of the Board of Selectmen, as well as your DPW, your harbor master, all of the local public safety officials for what you do in this community all the year through, but particularly in this time of year when you have many visitors and people coming to this community to enjoy all the beauty that it offers. So congratulations to you. And again, am I turning this over to Chris Markey?
Unless you want
I can turn it right over to Chris Markey to say thank you. He has been a very effective member of the House of Representatives and a very strong advocate for this community, always bringing to our attention the priorities that this community has for us to be able to put them on the forefront of our agenda, and this being one of them that he was particularly concerned about and wanted to see us bring attention to. So congratulations, and it is now my great pleasure to turn the program over to Representative Chris Markey.
First off, I just want to say thank you to the Baker Polito administration. I've said this every time I have the opportunity that Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito are by far the best administrators of a state government in our country. And it was proven through COVID and our successes in COVID.
That's because I just gave him $2 million.
I've said it plenty of times, and I mean it genuinely, that there are very few people who take the time and listen to what we've done. But the real people who need the thanks, and I'm not sure, are the people of Dartmouth. From the people who've invested in Padanaram, in the village that's gone unbelievable growth in the last 10 years. And it was that investment that makes it easy to make the pitch for the $2 million. Because when someone comes down here and sees the success of the private investments that people have made in this community and in this area, they see the need to make sure that our public infrastructure is set, to make sure that the private investments have a return on their investments. So I think in the end, that's the practicality and the pragmatic approach that Governor Baker and Lieutenant Polito have always had, is if you're going to put some money into something, and your private money, we're going to make sure it works. And clearly, if you had come down here at the beginning of August and had an opportunity to see the hundreds and hundreds of people who came to Padanaram Village, you could see the successes of it. But that's just the private sector part of it. There's so many components to the Dartmouth town government that has an effect on it. We have a new director of the DPW, Tim Barber, which this is now going to be his... he can't blame Dave Hickox for any of the problems that come of it. This is his baby now that we have the money. The Seaport people from Kevin Murphy, Mr. Hickey, the selectmen, Dave Tattlebaum, who's here, and Stanley Mickelson and Sean McDonald, who are here, and Heidi Brooks. Those people are constantly advocating for these things, and it makes it easier and provide me with information to become an advocate for this area. But we need someone, again, at the top who will listen and understand the investments that were made here, and Lieutenant Governor Polito has clearly done that throughout the years in office. Back in November of last year, it was a sad day when I heard that they won't be seeking re-election this year, because I really do believe that their entire administration was problem solving from things that have happened and things beyond their control. And we never got to see some of the unbelievable potential that could have happened if we didn't have COVID. We didn't have huge snowstorms in the first month of their administration. Those are things that they battled and overcame and made our government and everything else work more efficiently. So I want to say thank you deeply to them. Thank you to all the town selectmen. And again, the town administrator, who's done a phenomenal job, Sean Mckinnis, who is another strong advocate for our community and making sure things happen. Now, one last group of people is District 5, and I know Pam Hasner will have to do some yeoman's work on this to make sure it happens, and her crew. But I think between Tim Barber, who's got the energy, enthusiasm now, and Pam, this project will get going and move forward. And I look forward to seeing this and making sure that people can continue to use the bridge, both in the waters and on the road. So thank you very much for everyone, and thank you for the $2 million.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you, Representative. And you know, all of these projects, as you've heard alluded to, take a partnership to get done. And it doesn't matter the project. The causeway, for example, this bridge, the Maritime Center, those are all investments that are enabled by strong partners between the state, the legislature, the administration, the legislature, and the local government. And that's a key thing here as well, and it will be a key part of the puzzle moving forward. This is a kickoff of this project, but there's still a lot of work to be done, and we're going to continue to have that partnership as that work gets through. And addressing large infrastructure owned by a municipality can get complicated and expensive, and having local leaders that understand how to advocate for those resources and to be those local partners is critical. And these skills have played a big role in getting to today's announcement. So please welcome Dartmouth Town Administrator Sean Mckinnis to talk about that.
Good morning. First off, thank you to Representative Markey and the Lieutenant Governor. This is a big initiative for the town. I think anyone who lives in Dartmouth knows that we have issues with the bridge, but also, the village here and the harbor and Dias Landing is an amazing asset to the community, and a lot of people appreciate that. So I know I speak for the Select Board when I say thank you very much, and for the people of Dartmouth, because this just enhances what we already have and is truly a jewel of the South Coast. So, but with that, we talk partnerships a lot, and there's a lot of work and effort that a lot of people do, both behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. So the Select Board is very involved, our Waterways Committee is involved, but also our new Harbor Management Plan Implementation Committee. So a lot of dedicated people out there volunteering their time to make the town a better place and really enhance it. So with that, the village has made great improvements, and now we're working on, since the causeway was done, it gets a lot more use, so a lot of people use Dias Landing. So we're excited to start making improvements at Dias Landing and tie the two together, and the bridge is a very important part of that project. So with that, I want to say thank you again, and we look forward to moving forward with the project and making this an even better community. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Town Administrator. That is the end of our speaking program. Again, this is just to close us out. This is a really great day to do a really nice investment, and we thank you all for coming out here today to share it with us. Thank you.